looking big, bro.
Hey?
Looking big.
Well, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Manchester, where on Saturday night at the iconic AO Arena, we finally see Eddie Hall versus Tommy Fury. Of course, exclusively brought to you by the global home of boxing, DAZN. It's been fittingly billed as Beauty versus the Beast, but if the former world's strongest man can unleash just one right hand onto the chin of Tommy TNT Fury, then expect the unexpected. TNT is the nickname, but on Saturday night, this man carries enough power to shake an arena. This one could only be brought to you by Misfits Boxing, and Tommy comes into the ring with a point to prove. A win over this man back in the ring, fresh off the birth of his second child just last week, puts him in contention for the biggest fights. Anyway, enough from me. I'm sure you want to speak to all of these guys on stage. Let's go firstly, Misfits Boxing promoter Mams Taylor. How excited are you for this one?
Charlie, I can't wait. This is going to be an absolute banger. We've got the behemoth, world's strongest man, fighting the king of crossover boxing, Tommy Fury. And this is going to be the immovable force fighting against the irresistible object. And it's going to be mad. I can't wait for it.
Beauty versus the Beast, it's called, Mams. Why do I feel like that might have been your name coming up with that?
You might be right. But, you know, no one's as beautiful as you, Charlie.
Thank you, sir. Look, Kalle Sauerland, let's bring you in. What a fight. We saw the hype online when it was announced. We saw the way people were speaking about it, the spectacle of Eddie Hall getting in the Misfits boxing ring. We're now here, just over 48 hours away. Just how excited are you?
Yeah, first of all, good afternoon, Manchester. Good evening, Manchester. It's amazing to be here with this fantastic event. As, you know, MF Sports, we have Misfits Boxing, we have MF Pro. We saw a massive pay-per-view 2 months ago at the O2 in London, which is Zora Wilder. And this blockbuster live around the world on DAZN is really something very spectacular. I remember promoting years ago Nikolai Valuev versus David Haye, and it was a massive event in Germany and here and all over the world. And it's you know, it's one of those fights that you just don't know what's going to happen. And I think that is what gets the nation talking and the world talking, the boxing, the combat sports world talking, and you know, bringing in Eddie's world as well from all the feats that he's been in before he's got to a ring. So yeah, as a promoter, you know, we're hitting a lot of numbers. I think I saw 111 million views alone on the Misfits channels this week so far, and that's not including press conference day. So we're very excited. Tune in Saturday night, live all over the world on the global home of boxing, DAZN, and see you at the Manchester Arena. Very, very excited.
Well, thank you, Kalle. Yes, the numbers are massive indeed. Before we bring in both fighters of the main event, let's get some words from both fighters' training teams. Firstly, to Eddie Hall's team, we've got Jake Oakes and G Oakes. Jake, just firstly to you, seeing Eddie in camp, it's a task on his hands. Why do you believe your man gets it done on Saturday?
Because the man hits like a fucking van. Very powerful man, very fit. One of the most professional athletes I've ever come across. And I've trained all over the world with some of your top fighters.
G, you've seen this man throughout camp. Why do you believe he can go in the ring with Tommy Fury away from the punch power? It's 6 rounds he's got to last in there. You believe your man is conditioned to do so?
I do, yeah. I don't think anybody's taken into account what an athlete Eddie is and how hard he'll push himself and what he's been through. He's probably done 300 rounds of sparring for this fight. And he's come out on top all the way through. He's been knocked about, he's took it, and some of the quality of the opposition that Eddie's faced are above what Tommy is. So it'd be interesting.
Well, Big John Fury, let's bring you in. It's good to see you. Welcome back. We've missed the chaos of Big John Fury at Misfits boxing press conferences. Why this fight for your man?
It's entertainment. We're in the entertainment business. I want to thank Eddie Hall for having the bollocks to take the job on. He knows the task ahead of him is impossible in front of him. But credit to him. I love things he does. I love him as a man. It's all business. You know, look at these great people, all excited, intrigued, just waiting on the edge of the seats for something to happen. But listen, it's all about these two special athletes tonight. It's not about me or anybody else. It's about these two men who's going to get in that ring as warriors and gladiators and entertain you all how you should be entertained. And I'm just proud to be part of all of that. My son here, I've done the best I can with him. I've trained him to the best of my ability because I know the force we're facing. You know, Eddie Hall, a man of his size and his power, can end you and switch your lights out in 1 second. So what we want to do is stay focused. We know it's a hard night's work, what we've took on. And we're here just to entertain you all. And, you know, you're going to see something different. And as you can see, crossover boxing's at a new high. It's getting stronger and stronger. Thanks be to people like my son crossing over, Eddie Hall for his job. And I just want to give him a round of applause, both men.
Well, Eddie, I'll bring you in off the back of that because it's all calm and civilised from John Fury, but you've not said the same. You've said it's a different game. You said that this man walks around headbutting midgets and that he sent his son in to fight for him. Is it all calm and cordial now? Even yesterday, the war of words on John Fury was different to what we've just heard up there.
Listen, like, I've got massive respect for the Fury family. I think the name has done itself proud in the boxing world. And I can't sit here and mock a man. If he wants to sit here and be civil, I'm going to sit here and be civil. End of the day, it's about me and Tommy. We're going into this fight as sportsmen, and we're going to find out who the better man is, and that's all there is to it.
Well, Eddie, let's talk a little bit about the fight. Tommy Fury is the man in front of you. You guys have said you've sparred hard. The conditioning's good. You hit like a truck. Now just over 48 hours away. How does it feel? Is this different to anything you've ever done before?
I mean, of course it is. Every fight's different. You know, fighting Thor was insane. Fighting a 6'10" guy, 150-odd kilo, fighting in MMA against two people, fighting against in Poland in the Dragon's Lair against world's strongest man, you know. Every fight's different, and this is a different fight again. This is a professional boxer who's 11-0, not lost a fight yet. He's lived and breathed boxing since he was a little boy, probably 1 year old, coming out of his womb, battering people in the nursery, you know. I've been boxing, fucking hell, 2 years, you know. Yeah, well, I've been training MMA mainly for the last 2 years, and I've had 12 weeks to get back into my boxing frame of mind. So it's been hard, and I know I've got a very, very hard challenge ahead of me Saturday night because Tommy's no mug. You know, he didn't accept this fight thinking he was going to lose, and I didn't accept the fight thinking I'm going to lose. So it's going to be all out.
Well, Tommy, let's bring you in. Welcome back. Just over 48 hours out. Firstly, congratulations. Last week, the birth of your second child. Is it hard in camp being able to focus on the task in hand, knowing that obviously something very special is changing in your life as well?
First of all, I want to say thank you for everybody for turning out. And yeah, thank you for the congratulations. Listen, it's been a blessing. It's been the best week ever. Welcomed a new baby boy into my life, and I've got a wonderful missus at home in Molly, and she understands the job, and she understands what I've got ahead on Saturday night. So camp's been camp. I've trained my guts out for this, probably the hardest I've ever trained in my life, because I know what's in front of me. I've got a man opposite me that can turn my lights off in less than a second, so I'm pinpoint. Everything's accurate to the letter. I've had every single style, the biggest of men in training camp. Obviously Tyson's on the other end of the phone for any questions, and he's been involved in this camp, and everything's gone to letter. I'm fit, I'm in the best shape of my life, and I'm looking on to put a great performance on Saturday night for Manchester.
Big John Fury, obviously a win on Saturday. Tommy's first time in the Misfits ring in over 2.5 years, the biggest and the baddest fights out there. You talk about the Jake Paul, the KSI rematches. You're seeing a different version of Tommy from a couple of years ago, a new man in the ring.
Well, yeah, because before he was one-handed and was doing training camps with one hand. A lot of people don't know that. But he's got two hands now, and he's trained well, and we have had a good camp. Things have gone, like he said, to the letter. Couldn't have gone any better. I'm pleased with him. He's put a lot of weight on, a lot of muscle. I think he's weighing about 212, 213 at the minute. You know, he's packing a bit of power, and we all know what happens. Speed kills, you know. But this is very interesting. I think with Eddie here now, I think this is the most dangerous fight he's having in his whole of his career, to be fair with you, because a man of this size, you've got to be switched on. Like, Tommy's got to be good for 6 rounds. He's got to be good for 1 second. You know, it's another Deontay Wilder, Tyson Fury. But we've prepared well. I'm knowledgeable. I know what we're up against, you know, and I'm very confident in my own ability to train a man to deal with a man like Eddie Hall. And like I say, Tommy's not a weak man. He can bench press 160, he can rep it 10 times. He's nowhere near as strong as Eddie, because that's Eddie's field. Half a ton deadlift, 500 kilograms. You've got to take that to a man like that. But let me tell you, fighting is not weightlifting. And I hope he has prepared well for this boxing match, and I'm sure he has. He's got good people around him. But it's going to be edge-of-the-seat stuff. Like we seen a couple of weeks ago, Rico against Usyk. Who would have thought that outcome would have ended like it did, and anybody in the world would not have said Rico would have done what he done. But in the sport of fighting, combat sport, nothing is a given. Any man who climbs up that ring willing to get in there and fight is a danger to anyone. So we've not left a stone unturned. We've trained very well for this. I'm just looking forward to Saturday night and having a great show and a great performance. And at the end of the day, it's all down to you guys, and we want to satisfy you guys. I'm sure they want to do the same. I can't really say much more, but you know what? It's going to be a great night of boxing.
John, I have got to ask you one more, albeit so calm and respectful and polite up here. When the fight was announced, Eddie was saying that really the beef that he had was with you. You were sending in your son to defend the family name. Is that what this is?
Let me tell you, young man, you. Stop trying to cause trouble, because I'll put you across my knee. I'll put you across my knee. So stop trying to cause trouble. These men are going to cause enough trouble Saturday night, so behave yourself.
All right, that's my warning, John. I do apologise. I'm just trying to sell.
Thank you very much.
On Saturday night. Eddie Hall, you're a weightlifter, you're not a boxer. They've obviously prepared well for you. What do you make of John's comments there?
I mean, spot on. It sounds like he's got some big guys into the camp. I know he's got other strongmen in the camp, whether that's to lean on or whatever. But a bit like myself, we've tried to fight every avenue. That's the thing with boxing. There's so many different styles, and obviously Tommy's got his style. So I've had a very good variety of fighters in my sparring, and I'd like to think I've covered as much areas as possible, and hopefully we get the job done on Saturday.
We saw you say at the media day that you have to get a knockout. You don't want to see this fight go to 6 rounds. Obviously, you'll have the engine, you'll believe that you've done that, but you really want to see a highlight reel on Saturday night. You believe we're going to see an Eddie Hall highlight reel in the ring there.
I think anyone with 2 eyes and 2 ears knows if it goes 6 rounds, Tommy's going to win on points. There's no way I'm going to outbox a boxer in that respect. So, yeah, when I say it's going to be a knockout, it's not going to be a rhino running at his prey. It's going to be a very calculated precision knockout punch. If it goes the 6 rounds, I am prepared to go the 6 rounds. But I say the only way I win is that knockout.
The only way he wins is the knockout. That's what you would have been training, preparing for, Tommy. What do you make when you see that man? Is that a man who's ready to step in the ring with you?
Yeah, listen, I know Eddie's trained his guts out for this, because I know him as a man, and to do what he's done in his career, he's got to train hard to achieve what he's achieved. But leave no mistake, this is a 6 2-minute contest. I've been doing 12 3-minute rounds in camp. I'm as fit as a butcher's dog. I've boxed 8 rounds in fight competition. I'm doing 12 rounds in the gym. I'm as fit as anything. I can do double the distance. But for me, I'm looking to put on a clinic and show what I've got, because all throughout my career, I still don't think any of these people have seen even 20% of what I can do. We know what happens behind closed doors and the people who we have in camp. So it's just about transferring that into the ring. And I truly believe on Saturday night, a lot of people are going to be shocked, because don't count me out. I know a lot of people saying I can't punch, I ain't got no power. But I've been one-handed for 90% in my career. And on Saturday night, things change.
Tommy, I wanted to pick up on that. There's been so much talk about the power from Eddie Hall, the size of him. You believe you put that man mountain on the deck of the canvas on Saturday?
Listen, Eddie's a massive man. He's 100 times bigger size than me, but at the end of the day, anyone over 30.5 stone, if they crack you on the jaw, you're going over. So it's not about being 500 pounds or 300 pounds or 200 pounds. If anyone hits anybody, I truly believe they're going. I've been doing this a very long time, and like I say, I know what I've done behind closed doors, and I'm sure Eddie's prepared well. I've prepared well, and I'm going in there for 110% and nothing on Saturday night.
Eddie, I'll ask both guys the same question. You can never overlook the man that you're fighting on Saturday, but a win here puts you up in contention with some of the biggest fights. This is huge, but you're here to stay. You want this to be the future for the time for Eddie Hall in the Misfits boxing ring.
Yeah, I mean, look, first off, win, draw, or lose. This is sport. Never look beyond this fight, so we've got to get this one out of the way. But yeah, there's other fights I want to get my hands on. Like Dylan Danis is definitely one in MMA. And who knows? Misfits have always putting fucking stupid things under my nose. So who knows what's next? But yeah, let's concentrate on this fight that's in front of me first.
Tommy, I've got to ask you as well, over 2.5 years ago was the last time that we saw you actually get in the ring when it was a Misfits boxing ring. All the biggest nights. We know that you want to be a boxer, you enjoy everything else, but you'll always introduce yourself as a boxer. You're here to stay now, a statement on Saturday, and then rematches maybe.
Listen, at the end of the day, I've said this all week, I'm not interested in running for a fight after anybody. I've already beat them all. I said getting into this space, you're only going to see me fight the best in this space, in this crossover boxing space. Jake Paul beat him on his own show. KSI beat him on his own show. And there's nobody, I'm not interested in anybody who doesn't bring anything to the table. Eddie's a global superstar. He's known all over the world. He brings a package only him can bring, loads of attraction, and you're only going to see me fight the biggest and best names. And like I say, after Eddie, I don't know. I don't know what lies ahead in my career. I think there's options always on the table, and it's just about what I want to do. But if you're not bringing a package to the table, you're not a big name, then it's going to be hard to make the fight. But to be honest with you, I don't ever look past my opponent, and all I've thought about is Eddie for the past 10 weeks. And on Saturday night, I'll look past Eddie when, God willing, we get the victory. But until then, it's Eddie Hall and Eddie Hall only.
Tommy, they've said they're conditioned, but Eddie himself says if this goes 6, he isn't going to win on points. Is that a man who, in your mind, if you're hearing him say that, that's talking defeat? Is that a man who maybe comes across in a way that maybe one part of him is defeated in there?
No, absolutely not. Because, like you say, we've experienced this before with Tyson and Deontay Wilder. Tyson had to be great for 12 long rounds. And Deontay Wilder only needed 1 second. And it's quite much the same. Eddie just needs that one punch. Whereas me, I've got to be on my game and think about what's coming, catch, defend, move for all the duration of the fight. But that's what we trained to do. I've left nothing, no stone unturned. I turn up to every fight in phenomenal shape, as I have done this time, and I'm fully prepared for anything that comes my way on Saturday night.
Well, let's get a final prediction from both men before we get them faced off. Eddie Hall, you've said a knockout, but how? What round? How do you get the job done on Saturday night?
Overhand right. 3rd round.
Overhand
Knockout.
right, 3rd round. Tommy, are you able to give us a prediction? You've said by any means necessary throughout.